Users of ServiceNow will be familiar with the platform's powerful automation and workflow control. It also has the ability to natively send notification emails. But what if you need to notify stakeholders by SMS and voice call as well? Whispir for ServiceNow is now available as an app from the ServiceNow store, and it brings the cross-channel communication and messaging capabilities of the Whispir platform to any instance of ServiceNow. In this video, we'll show you how to use the new Whispir app and how it can help you improve the efficiency of your communication workflows. First, log into ServiceNow with your username and password. Along with your primary pane, you'll see a list of applications over to the left. Click on Whispir Communications. If you can't see Whispir Communications in your application list, you might not have our application installed. Contact your ServiceNow administrator and they should be able to install the app for you. Clicking on the app brings up a list of available actions divided into 5 modules: Messages, Conferences, Flows, History, and Support. We're going to start with the core module of the Whispir Communications app, Messages. Click on Create New. The primary pane will reload with 2 main sections. These allow you to select recipients for and define the content of your messages. Click on the small lock buttons next to the ServiceNow Groups or ServiceNow Users fields, and you'll be able to select recipients from each of those categories. You can also type in ad hoc mobile phone numbers or email addresses, and even select the Add button to add yourself as a recipient. This last option is useful when you want to test a message before sending it out. Once you've selected your recipients, you can define the contents of your message, along with the channels that will be sent through. Type in a subject, then add content for the SMS, email, and voice components of the message. These can be the same across all channels, or completely different if you wish. If you don't want to use a certain channel, just leave it blank. The last 2 fields allow you to specify a particular conference call number or name that you have saved previously, as well as a reference label if the message relates to a documented issue or topic. When you're ready to send, just click Submit, and your message will be sent across all of the channels you have defined content for. When a message is sent, it will appear in All Messages, which shows all messages sent through Whispir by any user from ServiceNow. The My Messages item brings up all the messages you have sent, and just like All Messages, shows information on the status of each message as well as a reference label, if applicable. Conference calls within Whispir allow the user to send out a message to multiple recipients and then bridge all of these recipients together into a single conference call, provided you have Whispir's voice module enabled. Within the conference call module, you will see 2 items, Create New and Conferences. The first option creates a new conference call and lets you specify a name inside of the application for this call. You will need to obtain numbers for the other fields from your conference call provider: the dial-in number, PIN code for the organizer or moderator, PIN codes for the guests, if applicable, as well as an account or room number to associate the call with. Essentially, by creating a conference call in Whispir for ServiceNow, you are instructing the application to make a call to your conference call provider for you. Whispir will input all of the details that you would normally key in manually. This means that you might need to specify pauses to allow the phone voice prompts to speak to you before keying in the required numbers. Including plus characters in some of these fields instructs Whispir to leave a 1-second pause before dialing the next number. As an example, if you want a 3-second pause before dialing the account number so that the voice prompt has time to ask, "Key in your account number now," type +++ before the account number in this field. Star or #/ signs can also be used to confirm dialed numbers, select menu options, and so on. Just make sure not to use any spaces when typing in numbers. If you want to indicate a pause, use the plus character. The second item, Conference Calls, shows all of the conference calls that have already been created, along with their details. Creating a flow is quite similar to composing a message, but with extra automation functionality on top. Flows enable automated messages to be sent across multiple channels whenever a certain set of conditions are met. I'm going to create an example one here, notifying users instantly when a serious incident is logged. I'll type a name for my flow up the top here, with a short description. Clicking on the drop-down list next to Reference Table lets me select the Incident option, which means that this flow will activate whenever something is created with the incident label attached to it. But I want this notification to go out only when the incident is high priority or greater, so I'll need to specify additional criteria, which I can do right here, setting this condition to priority is 2, high. If I want to include priority 1 critical items as well, which I do, I can just click OR, which adds another condition to my flow, and set the priority on that one to 1, critical. You can also use the larger buttons next to the criteria heading. This way, my flow will activate when an incident is logged, but only if the incident priority is set to high or critical. You can also add AND conditions, useful if you want to send out a notification only when an incident is of high priority and high severity, for instance. The History module shows a detailed record of every message sent using the Whispir app in ServiceNow. Each message has a unique identification code, and the history entries are sorted by this identifier. Recipient history brings up a list of all message recipients, and response history shows the category, if applicable, and content of every message response. You can type into the search bar up the top to narrow down the list if you are looking for something specific. Lastly, the Support module only has one option, and that is Contact Support. This action is a link that will take you directly to the support form on the Whispir website. If you're having trouble, just click here, fill out the relevant details, and we will help you find a solution. That covers Whispir for ServiceNow at a user level. If you're an administrator, we've got a quick how-to video for you as well, going over the more advanced features and options available to ServiceNow administrators, starting with installation. For extra tips and advice, join the Whispir community at www.whispir.com/community. We'll also have more information up on the ServiceNow community at https://community.servicenow.com. Thanks for watching.